Manhattan prosecutors struck a love deal with a career criminal that released him with a slap on the wrist, and freed him to punch a woman in a random assault last month, the Post has learned. Marcus Wright, 37, was charged with grand theft in April, but was allowed to plead a misdemeanor of petty theft, according to law enforcement sources and records, and walked without jail time. Wright, who has 36 arrests on his criminal record, got away with a similar layoff in November, before Bragg took office in January, after a robbery at a Sephora near Union Square. But in this case, he spent 60 days in jail after pleading guilty. In the most recent case, a theft at a downtown boutique in April, Wright was allowed to walk free in a deal with prosecutors from District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office. He was also arrested in January for assault under Bragg's guard, but the outcome of that case is unknown as it has been sealed. Then last month, Wright allegedly approached a random woman in Chelsea and hit her while she was on her cell phone, and was released again without bail thanks to the state's anti-crime laws. Police sources criticized Bragg's office for not prosecuting Wright on the more serious charges in the robberies. "This kind of treatment is a total failure because you're not helping the criminals and you're victimizing innocent people," said a frustrated Manhattan police officer. Another NYPD source said, "The bottom line is that criminals will continue to commit crimes if they are not held accountable and face the consequences. By keeping recidivists off the streets, we protect the public," the officer said. And right now, the justice system is failing the people of New York. Wright's previous arrests include grand larceny, assault, solicitation of prostitution, and drugs. His latest string of crimes reportedly began on November 24, when he was charged with robbery for busting up a Sephora retailer on 14th Street. Manhattan prosecutors said Wright agreed to plead guilty to one charge of petty theft and was sentenced to 60 days in prison. Then in January he was charged with assault, the case that was later sealed. Then, on April 24, he was arrested for allegedly stealing nearly $1,400 worth of merchandise from the chic Soho boutique frame. Charged with grand larceny, he again reduced the case to a petty larceny charge, and this time he was released without serving additional time behind bars. Wright was arrested again on May 13 for assault. According to a complaint in the case, the victim was looking at her phone when she felt someone slap her in the face. The stunned victim looked up and watched the defendant in front of her, then walked away from her, adding she suffered redness, swelling of the face and significant pain. However, the charges against Wright in that case, third-degree assault and attempted assault and molestation, are ineligible for bail under the state's controversial 2019 bail reform measures, and he was allowed to leave while the case is pending. Bragg has come under fire since taking over the Manhattan attorney's office in January and announcing he would not seek jail time on a slew of charges and would be downgrading felony charges in hordes of cases, including armed robbery and drug-related offenses. The embattled prosecutor later reversed some changes. His office declined to comment on Wright's cases Thursday.